Do you guys ever get tired of seeing those massive YouTube channels with massive car collections? And the worst part is, none of them run. They're all like, oh yeah, this car's a piece of junk. We only used it for one video and now it doesn't work anymore. Oh no, oh no. But at the same time, has that not inspired a sense of awe and passion in you to go and build your own car collection? But unfortunately for you, you're not a multi-million-dollar car influencer. And so the cars you buy are pieces of junk. But unlike these massive creators, all of my cars and my massive collection at 19 years old all run. Now, even though every single one of my cars has a bunch of issues, they still all run just fine. I own 4 cars essentially. I technically really own 3, but I essentially own 4. One is my Chevrolet Cobalt SS from 2006. My baby is my 1999 C5 Corvette, which I overpaid for and has had nothing but issues for me. I also own a 1999 Jeep Cherokee Sport, also known as an XJ. It's got the 4-liter straight 6 in it. Absolutely amazing. And my most recent purchase is a 2000 Audi TT. And that thing is mint with only 68,000 miles, a navy blue interior, and we currently have it in the shop getting some electrical gremlins sorted out, but I fixed an overheating issue with it. I have a video up here, and I got another video coming on that very soon as these electrical gremlins get figured out. So the Audi is currently not with us today, and the Cobalt is not running, but I'm going to go ahead and give you a tour of all my cars, as well as the cars that I don't directly own, but have done all of the maintenance and work on in recent years, ever since I started this car journey. So without further yappage, let's go. This right here is the car that started it all, you could say. This was my very first car that I ever kind of owned that was remotely cool. Before this I had a GMC Yukon with over 330,000 miles, so getting my first sports car was really a big deal for me. Now the reason that this car behind me is not running is because I had to do an engine swap. Now mind you, I started this engine swap 2 years ago, but it was also before I had ever done an oil change. Doing this project has taught me more than anything about a car. Since it's a front wheel drive car and a compact car, I basically had to take apart the entire thing, and now I've put it all back together, and we just have to figure out some electrical issues once again before we can try and start it for the very first time. Video on that also coming soon, fingers crossed. But this is the first car I had. I got it my senior year of high school, drove it a couple months, did some damage to it, got a new motor, put everything back together, put it in and out a couple times as I got things wrong, had to fix things, diagnose things, and I love this car and I can't wait to get it running again. By far, one of the most fun cars that we've ever had to drive, even more fun than my Corvette. And speaking of Corvettes, if you navigate through this mess, we stumble across my 1999 C5 Corvette with the Z51 package. Now unfortunately for me, when I bought this car, I was super uneducated and I was really excited. I had just graduated high school and just finished a summer job, and I wanted to buy something really sweet. So I bought the first C5 Corvette in my area that was for sale, that was under 10K. And it had almost 200,000 miles, a wobbly harmonic bouncer, a bad EBCMS control module, and a couple other issues. And it's cost me about $2,000 total so far, and it still has issues, and just recently the transmission went out. So that's what I get for buying a cheap Corvette, but I came up with a very expensive way to solve all of these problems for good, and that is by buying a $28,000 supercar kit card called the Guyon GT8. And turn this C5 Corvette into a supercar. By the time my birthday in January comes, I have to have purchased this kit car, otherwise I'm going to force myself into homelessness. I don't know how I'm going to come up with that kind of money since I have like a 28th of that in the bank right now. But we're working on that. We're making progress slowly but surely, and we're going to get there. But I love this thing despite all of its issues, but the paint's starting to fade. It's cosmetically just getting rough. Obviously it's only got first and second gear, so this thing needs a lot of love, but man is it a fun car to drive, and boy is it loud. And it's my first V8 I've ever owned, and it's also my first fast sports car I've ever owned. The Cobalt SS is fast, but it's not Corvette fast. Next up is my dad's MJ. It also has the 4-liter with the iron block, iron heads, you know the deal. This thing is amazing. It's from 1992 and it's got almost 300,000 miles on it, and it's been by far the most reliable vehicle we've ever had. Aside from semi-frequent oil changes. This car has literally given us no issues ever. It's just a tank. Now, it's got issues, but it hasn't had any issues that have kept it from being on the road. I did do a brake job on it for Christmas for my dad this year, but aside from that, this thing has taken literally almost no effort aside from restoration about a decade ago, and it's going to need another restoration as it was done semi-poorly and some of that rust is starting to come back. But I love this truck and I can't wait to do a full thorough restoration on the channel with this truck and with my dad. I think it's going to be so much fun. And finally, one of the coolest and definitely the oldest vehicle in the fleet is my older brother's 1971 Chevrolet C10. And even though it's my older brother's, I've basically done all the heavy lifting on it. Now, he did do a few things with my dad, like change out the battery and do an oil change, but me and my older brother worked together at my grandparents' house in Coffeyville, which is where we got this from. My grandpa was trying to give it to him for his graduation, because my grandpa used to be really hands-on, really intellectual, but he has dementia now and he can't really function the way he used to. So I took it upon myself to try and restore this for my older brother for his graduation, and we just about made it, and we eventually had to get it down to my shop and have them do a few things such as timing and a carburetor replacement and a couple things that we just couldn't do in the backyard. But we got this thing running and driving. It's got a lot of issues and it's going to need a lot of work, but a free Chevrolet C10 that's running and driving with a brand new built motor and transmission is just basically something that's non-existent these days. And these trucks are only going up in value, so I'm really happy for my older brother and I'm super excited to help him restore it. My older brother was given a 1971 square body. I was given a 99 XJ because this was also abandoned in his backyard and not running. It only took a battery, tires, and oil change to get this thing back on the road. And it's going to need a lot of other things, but it's been my daily driver recently, and I seriously think in the future if I can find another XJ with only like 80,000 miles like this one has, it would be a daily driver for literally the rest of my life. I'm kind of sad to see this thing go, but the terms of my ownership is that I'm allowed to drive it, own it, fix it, but when I sell it, which I'm going to have to do, I can't just hang on to it forever, especially if I'm buying that kit car. I have to give half of the profit to my grandpa. So it's like a win-win. I get to drive it, I get to work on it. I got a massive 73mm turbo. It's gonna be my first time I ever turbo a car. I'm getting HP tuners to do it right, and I'm also getting a 3-inch lift kit and gonna fully reseal this 4-liter because these things are notorious for seeping. And just like my dad's truck, this thing has seepage from the head gasket and all the other gaskets. So once I finally get this thing all fixed up, then we'll go and start on the restoration on my dad's truck. And I know it sounds like this is a really scatterbrained video, but trust me, stay with me, and it's gonna all come back together and make sense. Final cool car in the collection that's not an SUV or a sedan that's just owned by my family is my Audi TT with a 225 horsepower, 5-speed powertrain. And I love that thing, but I'm going to sell it right away. It's only got 68,000 miles, leather navy blue interior, no tears, no nothing, no issues once we get this cluster fixed. There's a little bit of seepage from the turbo. We don't know if the turbo's leaking yet, and I don't think the turbo's bad yet. I'm going to sell it as is with no mechanical issues. I think that's pretty fair because the turbo's not bad yet. And if they want to, I'm gonna maybe take some price off, but I can probably make a couple $1,000s off that. I kind of did buy it to flip, but I did get scammed. I have a whole video about it. It's in the little icon up here, but it's not with us today because it's at a shop doing some electrical issues, and we found out that the gauge cluster is bad, and so we're sending that down to Oklahoma to get that refurbished. And so that's why it is not here with us today. And I can't wait to have it back. We will drive it, do some videos on it when we have it, but that's going to be gone. And it wasn't until I got the Audi TT when I finally realized that 6, 7 cars is just too many cars, because you cannot stay on top of all of them, make videos on all of them, and it just slows down my video process and work process altogether. It's a lot better to be able to be focused on 1 or 2 cars rather than a whole bunch of cars. So I'm just trying to sell down the fleet before we buy any more cars to flip. We're going to sell that Cherokee, so after we sell the Audi, all my intentions going to the Cherokee, then it's going to the Corvette, and then we might sell a couple other econo boxes wages, and then hopefully we'll have enough between our wages and flipping profits to buy the supercar kit car and start tearing apart the Corvette. After that, I don't know what we're going to do with the Corvette body. We might make a Frankenstein, we might not. I have no idea. That's just part of the fun with it. But I wanted to make this video to tell you that I'm just going to be focusing and narrowing down on the cars I already have, but I'm still going to be making a lot of videos on them, more interesting videos, because I'm finally going to be modifying them and diving deeper into the cars I already have, rather than just being scatterbrained and trying to buy all sorts of cars and do all these different things when I really just don't have the time, energy, or knowledge for that, because I am still a lube tech and I do more than a lube tech does. But my knowledge is still very new. I'm still new to the field and I'm still learning, and I would like to learn deeper rather than more horizontal. I'd like to go vertical rather than out. And that also is going to reflect with the channel, but the complete opposite. I would like the channel to be a bit more horizontal and less vertical, because I would like to incorporate the idea of simple off-grid living with cars and show that it is possible to have a symbiotic relationship between the two, because eventually in the future I want to have a channel where I do car stuff and off-grid homestead living stuff. I still live with my parents right now, but I am saving up for land so I can build my cabin and build a big log cabin as a workshop for all the cars and do stuff there. If you guys think that'd be interesting, which I really do, I don't know exactly how I'm going to incorporate it symbiotically to where it's still natural and it's still car content, but also still incorporate some simple life stuff as well. Please just let me know in the comments if you guys are excited for that, because I am so much, and no one's doing it. Maybe there's a reason for that, but I think that there's so much to be learned from simple living, but also at the same time, living frugally and living simply does not have to mean that you don't have cool toys like cars. You can still enjoy those passions, and I want to show you that you can do all of that. So that's kind of the future for this channel. I'm sorry for this kind of being more of a yapping video rather than a working video, but there's a lot coming, especially once we get that Audi sold and can start diving into that Jeep and modifying that and turning up the power and getting a whole bunch of parts and making that thing sick. We're also doing a full paint job on that Jeep. There's just so much happening, and I'm so excited for the projects that are fun rather than the projects that drag me down, because my morale with this Audi has been terrible. I mean, getting scammed never feels good, and keeping paying and paying and paying for parts and parts and parts and spending hours and hours and hours of your life trying to get the thing running is really, really dehumanizing. But that is what I have for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think of the collection. Tell me about your collections. I want to know if I'm the only 19-year-old that has a whole collection of a bunch of pieces of crap. I know I'm not the only one, so I want to hear what you guys have. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please subscribe and like, because we are trying not to go homeless. And if I don't have 5,000 YouTube subscribers by the time I get that kit car, I'm also going to go homeless. It's a two-process requirement for me to avoid being on the streets, and I would really like to avoid that. So help your boy out. It would mean the world to me. And as always, stay blessed, and I hope to catch you guys in the next one.